All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to I went to a nude German sauna. Jump in, guys.
Sits right next to me and placed her towel, and she joins me in the state of nudity. As we sit there, there are signs everywhere. Do not sweat on the wood. I'm trying to follow the rules. I just have a biological issue. Where there are a bunch of people relaxing in their birthday suits, which is normal because this is Europe. Yelled at by people for not being naked. It finally happened. I finally visited a German sauna. Alright guys, I'm a huge proponent of saunas. My brothers and I, my whole family, all of us are. When I'm in the States, I sauna every single day at our club.
Damn.
Every single day, I think saunaing
So
is
important.
the unknown health, athletic benefit.
Yeah, sauna is so important. Really get rid of inflammation. Just lose some of that water weight that you're being stuck with. It's so good, man.
That a lot of people don't seem to know, or a lot of younger people don't seem to know about. Yeah, so the Alfieri's are big sauna users. So much so, in fact, that we have a portable sauna at our house that looks like this. It's absolutely ridiculous looking, but it works. And my youngest brother, Andy, has to do a senior project, like it's basically his graduation project for high school, and he's doing it on the benefits of saunas. Okay, so the Alfieri's love saunaing. So at the Schwäbisch Hall Solebad, Solbad for you Americans, the Solbad is what we call it. I think it's actually pronounced Solebad. It's like saltwater pool area. They also have Sauna World. So I went online and I looked up the situation and prices for Sauna World. First of all, shout out to my patrons on Patreon for their support, because to go to the sauna here is 19 euros. 19 euros. Anyway, I've never done it. I think $19 is a ridiculous price because usually when I go to the sauna, I go for 15 to 30 minutes. Look online here. Okay, it's 19 euros, but you're allowed to stay for 5.5 hours. I don't know who's doing this for 5.5 hours, but apparently that's the style in Europe. You go to the sauna for half a day. So
you probably you will end up baked like a bacon, right? Like if you stay that long, that's it, man. You'll be baked.
Bit the bullet.
That's
I bought a
interesting.
ticket to go to Sauna World. All right, so in the States, saunas are either clothing mandatory or they're separated into different men and women's locker rooms. Say, for example, at our athletic club in the States that my family goes to, there is a more public sauna out in the pool area where people can just pop in after swimming, pop out. Everyone's wearing swimsuits. And then there's the more private sauna in each of the respective locker rooms where people are free to partake in the sauna in the nude. But in Germany, it seems here sauna culture is different. It is men and women mixed together, and it is full on nude. Now, for you Europeans, this probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but I come from America, and I'm reading a book right now called The Culture Code, which kind of decodes different cultures and behaviors from different countries. Fascinating, by the way, The Culture Code. Anyway, he talks about American culture and how it's kind of this adolescent culture because it is such a young culture, and that is reflected in the personalities, generally, of its citizens. So Americans have a very adolescent
That is a good approach. Yeah, adolescence approach. I agree with that in some aspect. Yeah, I agree with that.
On stuff like nudity. And so for Europeans, it might not be such a taboo thing, but for Americans, like public nudity is a very strange concept. So from the beginning, I'm battling my adolescent culture prejudices, but I'm trying to go in with an open mind. Like I said, usually when I go to the sauna, I want to go, 15 minutes, 30 minutes tops, in, out, get a really good sweat, good cleanse, and head out. I paid 19 euros, so I figure I'm going to try and stay for a long time and kind of get the full effect. I get in there, and I have to admit, it's really, really cool. It's actually really, really cool. Like here in the Schwäbisch Hall sauna, it's this whole 2-level area where there's not just one sauna. There's maybe 7 or 8 saunas across 2 levels, each of them set at different temperatures. So there's a more mild one at 60 degrees Celsius. There's a little bit more intense one at 80 degrees, 85 degrees, and then 90 degrees Celsius.
I'm telling you, man, you will fry like a bacon. Are you sure? Damn. 80 degrees Celsius, what's that? What we're talking about? 170 degrees Fahrenheit? That's kind of hot, man. Right, am I crazy? 150 it's between 160 or 150 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. You're baking at that point.
Celsius. So these are all like preset temperatures. Whereas in the States, in the sauna, I haven't seen that. Typically you bring in a bucket of water and you pour the water on the coals to adjust the temperature. Now my brothers and I, we like to run it really, really hot. So anytime anybody opens the door, it's too hot for them to get in.
It's okay, goodbye.
Just leave because we don't.
Oh, let's go. Hey, that's a good technique, man. That's a good technique. He's like me, man. When I go to a sauna, I just want to be alone, man. Yeah.
Hot, so anytime anybody opens the door, it's too hot for them to get in, and then they just leave because we don't like anybody messing with our sauna routine. But here I was unable to do that because the saunas are preset to specific temperatures. But it is kind of cool to be able to see, all right, I'm going in on this 90-degree one, I'm going to do 10 minutes on that because it's more intense, and then all right, on the 80 degrees, I'll do 20 minutes. So it's a little bit more of a calculated scientific approach. Each of the different saunas had like, I guess you would say different themes basically, which mean like they're decorated differently, and they had different scents, say like lavender or eucalyptus, different, things to help you relax in the hot heat, which I thought was really, really cool. Also, so it's just like there's essentially like a lobby area where there's a bunch of lounge chairs, and then there's like little bars of like tea and water and like fruit and stuff like that, little snacks and refreshments and stuff, so you can kind of recharge, which I thought was really cool. So I guess the system here is, you go into the sauna area and there's a bunch of different sauna options, and then in the middle of the sauna area is like the relax spot, where there are a bunch of people relaxing in their birthday suits, which is normal because this is Europe. So I was a little bit nervous going in because I had heard from some of my American friends in the past who had worn their swim trunks to the German saunas, because that's typically what you do in the States, and they'd gotten yelled at by people for not being naked. They like yell them like, you have to take that off, you can't wear that in here, you have to be naked. Okay, so I knew that going in. So I went in mentally prepared for this. All right, so I get in the area, I see all the cool amenities and everything like that. It's a very specific demographic. It's a more advanced age demographic, which if you're in a situation like that, you're the only younger person, it's kind of odd. Everyone's looking at you extra. So I'm already really like, all right, on edge because it's my first time just walking around all naked. And then on top of that, everyone's kind of just extra staring like, why is there a young person in here? So I felt young
dude, what are you doing here? You like MILFs? You little cougars, man? What's going on here?
Comfortable. So I walk into the first sauna that I chose. It's like an 85 degrees Celsius sauna. It's on the top floor, and it's called the panoramic sauna, and it's got this great view of downtown Schwäbisch Hall. Walk in there, it's empty. Cool, good. I don't have to deal with anybody. Okay. I remove my towel and place it on the wood, and I sit down. And I just stare out the window. The door's the other way, and I'm just staring out the window. I feel a little bit weird just kind of being fully naked in like a public place. So I'm just sitting there dealing with that as I'm looking out the window. I hear the door open, and I just don't even budge. I pretend I don't hear it. I'm staring out the window. And I hear footsteps getting closer and closer. And then I hear a hello. And I don't want to.
Oh, that hello is not good, right? When they say hello, it's not good, right? I mean that you did something wrong.
Closer, and then I hear a hello, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm looking out the window, and I turn, and I say hello to a fully naked 80-year-old woman who sits right next to me. Big old sauna, a lot of room, no one else in there but me and her. Sits right next to me, and places her towel, and she joins me in the state of nudity. As we sit there, feel a bit weird, but minute by minute, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, you're getting
It's not just the fact that there's like a bunch of naked people around me, but it's the fact that I'm naked too, and I just feel like it just feels weird. I don't know. It just feels weird. We sat in silence, thankfully, because I didn't want to talk.
You got German for a second. Yeah, you got German for a second. You didn't want to talk, but you did it in the opposite way. People that go to the sauna, they might want to talk a little bit. You were like, nope. Hey, I'm full German right now. Don't want to socialize. Don't want to do anything.
She grabs her towel. She says, "Choose," and then she walks away. And then I sit for a couple more minutes, and I grab my towel. And now I've been following the rules. I'm sitting on my towel as to not sweat. And then, my 15 minutes are up. I grab my towel, wrap it around myself, look at the wood, and I have absolutely completely drenched, sweated all the way through my towel. It's like I wasn't even sitting on a towel.
Wow.
I don't know, what are you supposed to do about that? Like, do you need to get extremely thick towels? Like, say you're a guy with a sweating problem, like a sweaty guy, comes from a sweaty family, like me. How do you sauna properly and not piss people off? So I saw that and I knew, oh, I'm gonna have such a problem because
You have to be crazy to live in Germany, knowing that they're gonna correct you for anything that you do, man. I can tell. Like his towel probably was poured with sweat and everything. I can imagine he's wrapping his towel, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get yelled at."
I've heard all these horror stories about people yelling at young Americans in these German saunas, and I just don't want to be that guy. And now I've got this problem where I'm sweating through the towel, and I know that's going to piss people off because there are signs everywhere. Do not sweat on the wood. I'm trying to
how do you stop sweating, man? You can't. You're in a sauna.
I just have a biological issue. There's these cool, also little like outside rooms where you can go walk. And it's obviously covered, so like people outside can't see you in your birthday suit. So I'm outside in the winter air after just being in the 85 degrees Celsius sauna, and it's a great contrast. It actually feels amazing. It does feel weird to be standing outside naked. Also, there's like glass, and so everyone in the sauna area can still just see you. I'm just standing out there, hands on my hips, just looking at the sky, trying to pretend that I'm comfortable. Mentally, physically, I felt really good and relaxed. Mentally, I was a mess.
You were gone.
So I did that.
You were gone.
I sipped on some tea for a little bit. I strolled around, trying not to catch eyes with anybody. There's an area with like a relaxing pool, I guess, a bad, and there's just a couple in there who were a little bit younger than the average age. Maybe they're in their mid-50s, maybe. And they were just full-on straddling each other, making out in this hot tub. In the nude, and it was very loud, and for me, an absolutely shocking situation of PDA, which, by the way, PDA at pools in Germany, off the charts, insane. If they're in the pool, people have no hesitation about displaying their affection for their partner publicly, in front of everybody. And it is quite interesting, and it's especially strange when they're in the nude.
That's weird, man. Really? You're trying to be in the sauna, right? And all of a sudden you hear. Bro, that'll be traumatic, to be honest, man. That'll be super traumatic.
Dude. So, I don't know. Europe, I guess. Anyway, back to the sauna. And then I go into this other sauna. This is the 90 degrees Celsius sauna. This is what I'm here for. This is what I love. The really, really hot to the point where you walk out and you're just dizzy and you feel really relaxed. That's what I want. So I go in there. There's a couple fellas, a couple ladies in there who are all, just living it up. They're following the towel rule, obviously. Now, my towel at this point is clearly, damp. Essentially, there's no point for me to put the towel down because it's sweatier than I am. But I'm trying to keep the optics up, and I'm trying not to get yelled at. And so I put the towel down, and I sit in there for 15 minutes. I'm absolutely drenched in sweat.
Yo, why would you get yelled at in a sauna knowing that I sweat? So you're supposed to be in the sauna and somehow calibrate your body not to get sweaty, man? That make no sense, guys. I'm sorry. That made no sense.
I stayed in there. I was trying to wait them out because I knew that once I picked my towel up, they would see my just puddle of sweat all over the wood, and then I would get scolded. So I was trying to stay in there as long as possible, waiting for them to all leave so they wouldn't see my sweat stain, but I just couldn't do it. I was about to pass out probably, and so I just said, screw it. I grabbed my towel and I just scurried out of there. I looked back, it was just the worst, just such a huge sweat stain. Luckily, no one said anything to me, but I was certain
because I imagine a lot of people go through the same thing. What are you expecting? I know, you want to keep the place clean, but you're in a sauna. I don't think that... Let me know in the comment section below if there's a trick where you're not supposed to sweat a lot. What is it? You have to turn your nose upside down, pull your ears. I don't know, man.
They were very disappointed. But I don't know what to do. What are you gonna bring? 3 towels? I don't know. So I got out of the really hot one. At this point, I'm getting the effect, the desired effect that I was going for. Gotten a good sweat on. I'm starting to feel relaxed. Drinking some tea. Go inside, outside, little contrast action. It feels good. So I basically repeated this process for 2 hours. I, went to the sauna. I went to the outside room. Hit the cold bath for a little bit. Drank some tea. Drank some water. Just trying to slow down and relax. I eventually started to get more comfortable with the nudity.
Yeah.
I think for any American, this is just the first time you go. It's going to be a little bit shocking because Americans are a little bit more uptight about public nudity.
Yeah, that's a good point. Adolescents, they don't have the maturity, right, to confront this kind of, I would say, space. So I like what he said at the beginning. It makes sense.
That's for sure. Overall, this was a good experience. If it wasn't so expensive, this is something that I would want to do every day. Besides the nudity, I think even the culture and use surrounding the saunas is different in Europe than in the USA. Because like I said, in the USA, we'll go work out, lift weights, run on the field, and then we'll go, hey, let's go pop into the sauna for 15 minutes. And we'll just do that real quick, and then we'll go home. Whereas here, going to the sauna is like an all-day activity. It's like a spa day, like a relaxed day.
Yeah.
At least this one that I went to. Which this just also fits perfectly with the European and American culture difference. Like Americans just always on the go, fast food, eat in your car, sauna real quick, go home. Whereas Europeans are able to slow down a little bit more. All right, guys, so that is my first German.
Great video for now, man. That funny as hell. He was funny as hell. But yeah, I think he has a point. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do with the towel. I mean, might as well don't bring a towel, but then you have to bring a towel. And not only you have to bring a towel, but then you're sweating. So, I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Great video. I'll see you in the next one, guys.